This podcast is intended for adults only. We do not condone the use of any illegal substances, and anything we consume is for educational purposes only.
Because, we should be afraid of a plant that grows from the ground. And, endocannabinoid system is, it's in your body and it produces cannabinoids. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna rant. Just play the music, Mitch.
I got dropped. First two I drove 6 states, never thought I'd be there right by my side. Man, what a time it is to be alive. See, I'm charged up, feeling energized, build an enterprise, move supersize. Y'all lecture like a side of fries. Whoa, false guys who you idolize. Yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up. Every day
You're listening to the Canna podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Mitch Narito.
And I am Eric Esteban back. And I'm so excited about the grow because just to describe one day of my week last week recently was I chopped down one plant, trimmed another plant, a couple plants, and filled a bunch of jars. But then also re-up-potted and set a new tent to flower, and the perpetual cycle in one day. It was a lot, but it was also very fulfilling. So it's like, there's stuff to do in the garden every day, and it's really, really awesome.
Nice. So it's been a week. We're still on track for everything. So. Why don't you give us a little grow update? What's been going on in the garden?
Well, like I said, we cut down and dried the blueberry, the DJ Short blueberry. And you and I just literally took a little bong sample of that first. It's only been curing for about 5 days, so it was still a little moist.
It's a little wet.
But it was still very delicious and really good. Yes. I mean, very stony. You were saying you were complimenting it and comparing it to the Gelato 33, the fabled Gelato 33, that one of the first strains that we grew, but it literally knocked you off your feet. And
this one's a number 2 for me.
You really liked it.
Well, it was just the like in terms of the initial hit, like the feelings of smoking a new weed and whatnot. This one, it was kind of in your face. It's very prominent. Like it's a very heady.
It's a very good taste though too. Like the taste and the smell is very sweet smell.
Yeah, there's like an aftertaste.
And there's an aftertaste of a fruity aftertaste too, which is really nice.
But I enjoyed it. It was good. And then it is still a little it is still a little wet, so it's not wet ready.
It's not at premium. I think you got another couple days before it, or maybe even another week before it's at a before I would be comfortable saying, "Here, take some out of this jar and you can just take it home and smoke it," because it still needs a little curing, a little drying, a little manipulation.
But in terms of sampling it, it was nice. And
it was nice.
We followed that up with one of Eric's Barrelman blunts.
Cigarros.
Cigarillos.
I really am beginning to really enjoy, because I've always liked cigars. I've just never really enjoyed the taste and or effects of tobacco on me. But as far as just the slow, savoring aspect of a cigar and the way that you consume a cigar, I've always wanted that for weed, and now I can roll my own. It's great.
It does feel very luxurious.
Yeah, smoking an eighth of weed in one setting.
No, but it just I don't know, because I think that those really do take time. That's what I was telling you. They're very long lasting.
Yeah, I mean, I rolled 8 of them this morning, and it took me 2 hours.
There has to be a way to like streamline that. There has to be.
Well, no, it's just me doing it, and I'm just, I'm measuring out the weed a little bit more carefully than I did before. So I'm just kind of like, I'm setting it up so that I know there's about 3.5 to 4 grams of weed in each one of the barrel mends.
Do you just get zen with it? Do you just get?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. As I listened to podcasts, I was listening to Trevor Noah today. He had this relationship lady on his podcast. It was really wonderful. Like the conversations that Trevor Noah has with his guests are the kind of conversations I would love to have with people here, but we just smoke weed with them, and that's the only difference.
No, but I like that, but. They do last a while. You can't be in a hurry. Like if you light one of those, like you're in it for the long haul.
No, if you're in a hurry, you should just roll a joint and smoke that. Yeah. But if you're in a place where you're smoking with your homie and you're like trying to reenact the Friday movie with Smokey and Craig and just sitting on the stoop and just chilling, bullshit with your homie, that is the perfect blunt to share.
And it definitely lasts a lot longer when it's just Eric and myself. Yeah.
No, it was funny because we did split one after the karaoke show. Shout out to Sayaka who hosted the show, but and it was your birthday. Yeah. And so in honor of your birthday, I busted out one of those Barrel Man blunts, and we smoked it in a circle with the comics that partook, and
everybody tapped out.
Everybody tapped out. By the time we got to the glass tip, it was just me and you.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, well, we're going to finish this.
We got to finish it now, yeah.
I'm good. But, like, yeah, because it was, we started with, like, 6 or 7 people. And then it was just, like, one by one, people were like, nah, I'm getting too stoned.
No, but it was such a fun... That was such a fun conversation with passing the blunt with everybody, and it was such a good way to end the show and such a fun way to celebrate your birthday for me. I mean, for me, selfishly, and everybody was complimentary on the weed, and so it was a really great night for me. I enjoyed it so much, and for the Buddha Lounge, because the Buddha Lounge is really starting to produce some really high quality weed.
Like I do have one concern, or like not even a concern. It's just a thought. Like, it is a lot at once. Like, and I know, like, usually when it's like something like that, just in terms of like efficiency and getting like, do you feel it wastes the weed? Like, I feel no,
not as I did before. I would have. If I wasn't so confident in the next harvest or the next whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm also very confident that I can roll a bunch of these blunts and it's literally half of a jar. So like if I'm just visually measuring, each one of those jars is a lot. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
So like you're not like
I'm not worried I'm not scared to run out.
Okay, so you're not not rationing, but like it's
and I am rationing. Trust. Oh. I'm never going to run out of weed ever again, Mitch. Okay. Trust. No, there's a top shelf in that wine fridge of stuff that's going to cure for 6 months that I won't even touch. That I'm going to like, because that's what like all the connoisseurs like DJ Short and some of the breeders, they'll talk about that 6 month or 3 month, 4 month cure and how it's just fucking perfect and it's untouched and it's in the terpenes for 6 months and it's like that perfect weed that everybody wants, that nobody has the time for in this fast industry where you cut it at 8 weeks and you're chopping it down and you're drying it for this long and and then you're ready to go. It's a different thing. So I'm gonna see and so some of these jars are gonna stay and I'm just gonna kind of see what happens, and then in the months where I'm going to be in veg or maybe cleaning out the tents and resetting them for the next year's grow, I won't be out of weed.
Are you concerned that at a certain point you'll have more than enough?
I already do. I'm already concerned.
Okay, so like, how are you? Okay, so you're just rolling. You're rolling.
I'm just planning out my Christmas gifts accordingly. We'll say it like that.
Okay, all right.
So if you know me and you partake, you're probably gonna get some homegrown for Christmas. That's for sure. And nothing else. I'm not gonna give you any. No, like in the case of like specifically a certain annual Christmas party that I get invited to. Last year, I brought them a plant, and then it turned out to be one of the infamous regular seeds from the lion's claw. And so it turned out to be male. So it sucks that they were so excited about this plant that I gave them to grow it out and for it to become, what we wanted it all to become. And it turned out to be a dude plant.
I'm sorry. It's just this just because like growing up, my parents and my family, we all had like fruit trees, right? Mm-hmm. It's just like for me, it's pretty much like when my parents would give out like lemons, because it's just like we just had so many lemons. It's like, what the hell are we gonna do with these lemons? So like we would have like literal bags of lemons, and we would just drop them off like at my mom's work or just like at families, and they would.
Oh, and trust, I'm not just gonna give this shit away at the end of Listen, where's that new bag that I bought? That I wish it didn't have this on the front, but it says Innocent, and it's a scent-proof bag. No. So I went after comedy shows. Let me know if you are in need. I will definitely. If you want to donate to the Buddha Lounge, I'm definitely down to give you some weed.
This guy.
I'm using the legal semantics so that I'm not going to get in trouble, bro.
But if you were doing something you weren't going to get in trouble for, you wouldn't have to like try to dance around.
I'm not going to get in trouble for it. Like I said, I'm just going to invite people over and share my weed with them.
Fair enough. Oh, that's great. That's great. So we are coming into, what episode is this? 37?
No. This is, let me check. I think this is episode 40.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think
is
so.
It?
I think so. Hold on, let me check.
I lost count.
I'm getting my phone up so we can check, because I had my phone on silent professionally. And I just want to be sure.
Now he's concerned about it.
No, I know. Because Kalia scarred me emotionally for the rest of my life.
But you learned, didn't you?
You learned your lesson, didn't you, bitch?
Didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, Kalia.
Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to find us. What? Here we go. We are on episode 37.
That's what I was saying.
I'm retarded. I'm sorry.
Stoner.
Yes, I am very much a stoner. No, because we're recording this on a Thursday, and I'm off on Wednesday and Thursday. And Wednesday and Thursday, I'm straight up. Unless my wife pulls me out of there, I'm in the garden the whole time.
He don't know what day it is. He don't know where he is.
No, I keep track of what day it is because I gotta start back work on Friday, and I get paid on Friday, so I'm cool.
Oh man.
No, but you know what's great, man, is like I'm not going to the dispensary again, and I'm spending very minimal money because it's just supplementing either in the case of Rooted Leaf, I ran out of their silica skin because you use it in both their foliar program and in the
what is this?
So in the Rooted Leaf nutrient line that I'm using,
yeah.
I ran out of one of the bottles, which is it's the silica skin bottle.
What is that?
And silica is I don't want to call it a nutrient, but it's a mineral or a substance in the soil that the plants use to fortify the plant walls and make it stronger, so it stands up straighter. But also in the case of what we want, silica also helps in building like stronger stems and to hold up bigger, fatter buds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So silica is one of those things. It also makes the leaves stronger. It just makes the plant structure stronger because in the case of using it in the foliar, it even adds that hardening, almost like that strengthening substance to the leaf structure and the leaf surface and even all the stems and branches. It can be done through a foliar program where you just spray it on top, and not just through a nutrient program where you're spraying, you're watering it through the roots.
Okay. No, because like I'm just thinking like silica, it's probably like same stuff that's in like the packets.
Very similar, but in the case of rooted leaf, they make it in a more plant soluble form of silica so the plants can uptake it.
So that's what gives them their rigidity.
Correct. Okay, their rigidity and their strength, and so even when they're flopping over a little bit, it's because they're so heavy. And because the stems are when a stem is strong and there's something heavy on top, it's going to bend, but it's not going to break. That's what you're hoping for, because there's a lot of times where sometimes you have such heavy buds where the stems will crack over and they'll be
and it sucks.
Bueno. It's no bueno. So when you add silica, and so I had to renew that, but that's just a $25 bottle. In their $200 starter kit, that's one of the. I think it's 9. I can't remember how many bottles. And I'm going to reach out to Nick and we can break down the starter kit. But one of the most essential bottles in that bottle is the silica skin, and so I've renewed that. And then I've also bought gallon sizes of the primer A and primer B, which is the starter part. It's like primes the water, and then you put the nutrients in, because it's all like a bunch of different fermented and natural organic products, but it all works together to make the plants grow super big and wonderful. So I'm going to have questions for Nick when he is on the podcast, but at the same time, I don't question when the results are the way that they are, But yeah, and then I bought some Hygrozyme. I ordered a bigger bottle of Hygrozyme because I'm about out. And then I'm going to try their new item called Hygro Punch, which is a integrated pest management kind of thing, where you spray it like every week on the pots and in the soil, maybe on the bottoms of the leaves, to kind of keep the bugs away. I'm gonna keep it. I bought it because I wanted to try the product, but I'm kind of saving it for summer, because you don't really need. There's not many bugs out here in the wintertime.
It's cold.
In the wintertime when it's colder out here, but it's perfect conditions for growing our favorite plant in the Buddha Lounge in the wintertime here, because it gets almost cold enough to where it's too cold at night, but at the same time it doesn't, because of the heat, because of the glass house, the greenhouse effect of my Buddha Lounge, and how it kind of heats everything in the winter, and it doesn't cool anything in the summer. Yeah. No, but that's when you veg, and obviously it turned out great, because those Jack Herrera, we vegged those in that hot tent, in that hot patio, and that Jack Herrera turned out really great, because we've now had that. I jarred that on beginning of this month, so 11/6 was when I jarred that.
So what would you have to add to plants to give them those denser buds? What does that require, or is that just a genetics thing? Because like the Jack versus
even the Gelato 33 wasn't very
it wasn't like
big
super dense.
Yeah.
But like, how would you get those like really? Because like sometimes you get those.
It had to be I would, just from my own, personal practical experience with it, I would think it would be due to the the genetics.
Okay.
Because Jack is sativa.
Yeah.
So mostly sativa. Same with strawberry cough, mostly sativa. And in the case of sativa, you get those bigger buds, but you also get longer flowering times in most cases. But in the case of Jack, I checked, it's only 8 weeks. I even still cut it at 9 weeks, because I could wait. I waited because I had a little bit of dispensary weed left, right? And so then with the strawberry cough, when I looked up the flowering time, it said 10 to 12 weeks. So I waited till 12 weeks, and it looks fucking perfect, bro. It does. It looks really great, and I really can't wait to start trimming it because it looks beautiful.
Yeah, no,
I checked it this morning.
I want to see what that looks like, because the jack, like if you were to just take the plant, right, like after you've trimmed it and everything, so the jack, it's long, right? The buds are long. They're like medium size, right? But we've talked about it before. It's kind of, the buds are a little airier.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So it does take you need a little more volume.
And also
right?
keep in mind that sometimes what I've found, because I was looking up when you were talking about airier buds, I was looking up why does that happen? How does that happen? And some of that has to do with the fact that the flowering time of those buds still was hot. Like October was still hot. And so sometimes when you have too hot temperatures during flowering time, it tends to make airier buds.
So it's just trying to dissipate all the heat. It's trying
Correct.
to like,
yeah.
and then so when it's colder, that's when it gets denser.
Correct. And that's why this blueberry, when we ground it up, it was still wet when we ground it.
Yeah, no, but it like, in addition to it being wet though, like the bud itself, like
Was like hard.
It's like a cattail.
Yeah.
You know, like it's very spongy, right? Like for the jack, you would like you would squeeze it, and like is like you get to the stem, you'd feel the stems, right? Like that's how you can tell where the stems are, because like when you squeeze it, like the buds and the leaves kind of just like go flat and they stay flat, right? For the blueberry, you squeeze it and it's like memory foam a little bit.
It bounces back. Yeah.
So I was just trying to see if there was something you could do. So like you're telling me it's more of a temperature thing.
I think in the case of the jack, and in the case of a lot of this current harvest, if the buds aren't as dense as the buds that we'll get in the next round of this particular genetics, I think will be denser and bigger and stronger.
Because it's just the time of year.
And also keep in mind that rooted leaf and the nutrients and all that organic stuff was started mid-grow. Like towards the middle of flower.
Okay.
So these ones, they were grown from clone with rooted
start.
leaf from the start with all that good stuff. So we'll see what happens and see if that does anything and makes a difference in as far as the density and in as far as, all of that. Because I like I said, yes, has this been the best grow in as far as yield and in as far as overall quality of all the different strains that I've grown? Yes, 100%. Am I going to get Jedi cookies right so we don't just have one plant of Jedi cookies? Heck yeah. I love that. That one plant was probably the best weed for me, the harvest. Jedi cookies. Like, what did you think? Because I gave you a little eighth of that. What did you think of the Jedi cookies?
The Jedi cookies, I liked it. It had a really good flavor. Like when I was smoking it, it had a really good flavor. I think it's because of how I stored it, because I never took it out of the baggie because I ran out of containers.
And it dried up quick?
It didn't dry up quick, but it ended up being more similar to the jack.
Where it kind of was like crumbly?
Yeah, it got to that. But like the buds that were still like they were like, not that they weren't good, but the buds that were like fresher, I guess. Like those were really nice. And like compared to the jack, because like I said, like the jack, I really like the jack for joint weed, because for some reason when it's at a joint, it lasts a little longer. Like I've mentioned before, like you put it in a bong, like 1 or 2 hits, like the bowl will be done up, right?
Yeah.
For the Jedi cookies, that wasn't the case. It was a lot denser. It burned a lot longer.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a lot heavier. Like it's a lot heavier.
Yeah. Like you were really stoned after the Jedi cookies.
Yeah, like you'd be like, okay, where am I? Like
that's why, dude. That's why I need to perfect that strain. That's why I cloned it, and I'm trying to figure out like we have it in the Buddha Lounge growing right now. And stay tuned, because now Mitch and I are deliberating, and maybe I'll put it on put it on like a poll on our Instagram at Canna Kuyas on Instagram. I'll put a poll to see maybe should we expand to the Canna Kuya greenhouse, because I feel like we should. What do you think?
To try growing it in there?
Yeah, but then also we could do like cameras, and you could do some lives in there, and we could.
How big is this greenhouse? Like
it's 4x6.
How tall is it?
8 feet tall.
Yeah.
So we could do stuff in there.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it would be a cool way to like expand our Buddha Lounge and expand expand our growing space.
I mean, you have the space for it, and you got the go ahead for the most part.
For the most part, I got the go ahead from the wife. Bless you.
Hey.
Bless you.
Oh, it's these plants.
But no. I got the go ahead from the wife. She was like, as long as you get a picnic table and or patio furniture first, then yes.
Priorities, yeah. You gotta.
Yeah, no. So I feel like at the beginning of the year, maybe like in January, we could order it, and we could build it, and you could watch the video, because we'll probably post a video of us building this greenhouse together. That'd be funny, and then we could build it, and then we could put the plants in there.
Yeah.
And then the Jedi cookies that we're growing in the Buddha Lounge right now, outdoors, like with the sun right by the window, and the Jack can move out there, and they can finish out there.
Would you need any other specific equipment since you'd be outside?
No, it's a greenhouse. I mean, I may put a fan out there that you could, like an outdoor fan that you could like pop up on the window just for air circulation purposes, just to be sure. But other than that, no, it's a greenhouse.
What about like a carbon filter just for like smell?
I mean, as long as I keep the greenhouse closed and I don't open the vent, it should pretty much keep most of the smell in the greenhouse. I mean, I'm going to assume there's going to be some leak out, but that's not going to be, taken away by a air filter. That's going to be, well, it might. I could probably, we could rig up an air filter that we could figure it out so that the smell would be drawn through an air filter first before it gets out of the greenhouse.
Yeah, we're just gonna get a bunch of paper tubes and put some
dryer sheets. We would do the same. No, we would do this. No, we would do the same thing with the air filter that we have in the tents.
Did you ever do that though?
No.
Like you never smoked like that?
I did once, and I tasted the dryer sheet, and I was like, nah, this is no good.
Like me and we would like when I was in college, that's what we used to do all the time. We get like the paper towel roll, right? And then we stuff it full of a couple dryer sheets, and then like use a couple rubber bands.
Well, Kalia taught me the dryer sheet trick of whenever you're smoking in a rental car.
Yeah.
You just buy a box of dryer sheets, and you put them all in the back seat and in the front seat after you've smoked in the car for how long you've had it, and then when you return it, it doesn't usually smell really bad at all. Dude, because it absorbs odor. So
I got one better for you. I can one up you on that.
Okay.
So what you do, you get your rental car, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you drive off the lot, you call the rental car place back, right? And you're just like, hey, I'm already on the road. I don't have time to come back, but I just want to report that my car smells like marijuana, and I don't want to get dinged for it. Can you please make a note?
These are wonderful tips. These are wonderful travel tips, guys. Just so you know, I'm sure that there are sometimes you're listening to this podcast and you're like, these guys are talking about donkey dicks.
Why? You would like we were going so we were
No.
so
But I'm saying we talk about arbitrary, crazy stuff and the way terms of different cannabis terms, and we talk about crazy stuff. But sometimes you get a little pearl of wisdom, and usually it's from Mitch.
But that's what you do. You could do it at hotel rooms too. Like you just you call in the hotel room, like be like, hey,
I'm already in my pajamas. I'm really tired, but I just wanted to call and report because I don't want to get dinged for it.
It smells like weed in my room.
It really smells like weed in my room.
Like, I don't want to move.
I hesitated even in the reenactment of it in my head to say one last joke about, and I really don't mind.
You gotta get. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't want to move rooms.
It's fine, but I just want to make sure that y'all know it's not me because I just got here.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very, very smart. And then light a blunt right after you hang out.
Yeah, straight up. Like, that's...
And specifically, if you want, a Barrel Man blunt from the Canna Kuyas. No, I just ordered stickers, guys. We'll have some stickers for the mic drop show and even the karaoke comedy show on the 9th at the Broadwater. So there'll be some opportunities if you live in Southern California to come see us live. We have the karaoke comedy All Stars, where Mitch and I both will be on the lineup, along with Kalia, who was one of the first marijuana ates, and what was it, episode 3 she was on?
Yeah, she was on
episode 3
one of our
earliest Canna Kuya supporters, and she was a marijuana ate and the whole thing. And now she's headlining the karaoke comedy All Star show for December and our holiday spectacular show. And then also that's on December 9th?
Yes,
or 7th. December 7th. December 7th?
No, the 7th would be a Friday. Wait, what date is it? It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. I think it's December 7th. I'm almost positive it's December 7th.
My bad.
December 7th at 9 p.m. at Broadwater, second stage. And then we also have December 14th, the return of Ube World. And I know you'll be able to get your Ube World hats at Ube World because he'll have those patches be done. So you get some Ube World hats. We'll have some Canna Kuya stickers and some Canna Kuya t-shirts available, and Canna Kuya hats as well. You'll have a whole bunch. You could do all your Christmas shopping at Ube World after the show. But also you'll see Mitch and Mikey and me and probably Keith Pedro. Who knows? I'm not sure who's on that lineup, but Ube World will be back at Mic Drop on December 14th, Sunday, December 14th. So there's 2 opportunities for you to see me and Mitch live on stage. And then January, we're planning on something really big, and you guys are really gonna want to stay tuned to the stuff we're planning on having in as far as live performance and cannabis and comedy and food and deliciousness and Santa Monica sunsets. I mean, it's gonna be a good time coming January, hopefully, as long as Trump doesn't try to shut us down.
We'll be fine.
No, we're in California. Gavin Newsom and Rob Bunta will protect us.
Sanctuary city, baby.
Yes, we're a sanctuary city. But I still have neighbors who have Trump signs.
There's a guy that's on my street. He owns this house. And you're a homeowner, you son of a bitch. But he has a sign in his front yard. It's straight up like, it's just lie. It's a lie, right? Like, I'm just like, it's not even like, hey, I support Trump or whatever. Like, he could put Trump up, whatever, support whoever you want to support. Like, you have that right. I'm not gonna take that away from you. But to blatantly just have a lie,
What does it say?
It says it's something like something about Democrats are gonna fuck everything up or whatever, and then policy over personality or something like that. It was, I don't know, but
listen, you know what? Redman was talking about a cannabis political party, and I am seriously considering joining that party, the Redman for President party. With me, and I'll be running, or I'll be a speechwriter. I'm fine. I'm fine. Whatever capacity I could help Redman and the Cannabis Party evolve and grow. I'm good.
As long as every time he comes out, it's the Rockwilder playing.
Oh, come on, man! I'm down. I'm ready to go. For me,
microphone checker. Swinging soul lecture.
I mean, pound for pound. If you want to ask, we talk about hip hop a lot. We've talked about hip hop a lot on this podcast, and for me, one of my favorite MCs of all time is Redman, for sure. And I will say also one of the top 5 all-time wish list smoking partners.
Have you ever seen How High?
Yes.
But you've never seen Half Baked?
I've only seen part of How High.
Oh my God, dude, what?
I'm not. I don't. But
this is so upsetting. Like all these stoner movies.
All these stoner movies that I don't watch because, to be honest, I want to write and do funnier ones.
Yeah, but there's some of them that are great.
No, and I should. I like I said, we got to do that. Maybe how about we do that for a Christmas podcast? We can watch the beginning 10 minutes live on Instagram, and then we could watch because you're gonna be on break soon.
Yeah.
So we can go. You can come over. We can roll a barrel, man. We could smoke a blunt outside, and then we could come inside and watch How High, and. What's the other one?
Oh my God! I'm about to reach through this microphone.
What's the name of the other one? I forgot.
Half Baked.
Half Baked.
Oh my God!
I almost bought the shirt of the Dave Chappelle.
Boo this man!
I'll boo myself. It's fine. I don't watch a lot of movies, man. I don't watch a lot of shit.
Are there any other like stoner movies that
I've watched Friday maybe like 50 times?
Okay, all the Fridays?
No, just the first one. I haven't watched any of the next Fridays.
Okay.
Not even one of the next Fridays. I refused because the first Friday is the best Friday, and Chris Tucker's not in any of the other Fridays, and he doesn't even smoke weed anymore. So the first Friday is almost like a fake Friday.
Okay. All right. Cheech and Chong movies.
Not one.
None.
Not one.
Oh my God!
I've seen like scenes that Cheech and Chong post on the internet,
but not one Cheech and Chong movie.
Not one.
Fuck.
Hey, what are you doing under there? Get out of there!
I don't know.
If the scratchy noises are my dog. Get out of there, Echo.
They also are farting up a storm.
Is that what is it? Is it a fart?
No, there's a lot of farts. Like they've been like fucking ripping them. I just haven't said anything because I thought it was me, and I was like, no, my butt's not
No, it wasn't
leaking.
me. It wasn't
not
me.
my butthole. Not. I'm like.
Well, I mean, sometimes my dogs be gassy, doesn't it? Then
no, but I was just like, oh, that's.
Is that a fart? Was those farts, or was he scratching something?
No, he was scratching something. But earlier, like, dude, they've been ripping farts for.
Well,
duration of this podcast.
I haven't smelled anything.
Oh, your sense of smell is fucked.
Yeah, my sense of smell is fucked. Especially after I smoke, it's really fucked.
That's the one thing. Like I smoke, but my sense of smell is still okay. It's duller. I'm positive it's duller. There's no way it's not.
For sure.
But
did you get COVID, by the way, during COVID? No.
I did.
You did?
I did, but I didn't lose any sense of smell.
See, I never got COVID, but I still lost a little bit of sense of smell during COVID. I don't know. Maybe it's just a psychosomatic thing. I think
could be.
But I will say that I am down for you to, before you leave, we can open the tent because I'm about to trim that tomorrow, so you can check out the Strawberry Cough right before I trim it.
Hold on. Okay, so hold on. So Chicha, Pineapple Express.
Yeah, I've seen that once.
Okay.
I didn't really like it.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. What's another Seth Rogen pothead movie that I should see, or I may have seen that I?
No,
you know what I consider a pothead movie that I've watched a bunch of times.
What?
Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
Is that a weed movie?
Bro, they smoke weed throughout the whole fucking thing.
I see.
And
I
Steve
don't remember
Zissou,
that movie too much.
And Steve Zissou smokes weed through the whole thing. And Bill Murray's Chicago comedy,
Okay.
So for me, like one of my, now come to, have we done that? We've done that before, right?
Which one?
Favorite weed movies?
No, because you haven't watched a ton of them.
No, but I have. I've watched some over and over and over again. Like I watched Friday. Friday would probably be number 3. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou would be. Oh no, didn't we do this with when we were talking about Super Psycho Sabu, our favorite movies, and that's when I realized that's when you realized that I hadn't seen Half Baked.
Yeah, but we can't have this discussion because you're missing out on a lot.
I know I'm missing out on a lot, but
so wait, hold on. You said top 3. You only mentioned top 2.
I can't think of another.
Oh my god.
Breakfast Club. Did I say Breakfast Club the last time?
No, yeah, that's okay. Breakfast Club. Okay, I'll take that.
Because Breakfast Club was what made me want to start smoking weed. Remember?
Yeah.
That was the story. If you guys want to hear the original story instead of this regurgitated stupid one, you guys should go back and listen to the other episodes.
Oh man.
No, I would be down for a Christmas break weed movie marathon with you, bro. That'd be cool. Especially considering my kids are going to be out of town.
I have that projector still too. Oh no, but it might be too cold. But we could just chill.
Yeah, we could just chill and be in here and then, go outside and smoke. Or it might not be too cold. I mean, we're in California.
That is true.
Just put a hoodie on. You're cool. We got a joint buffet. Come on, man.
A joint buffet. No, but now you have a lot more options. You got your pieces. You got your Gandalf pipe. You got your
Gandalf, bro. I'm gonna buy you a Gandalf pipe for Christmas. I'm gonna buy you a Gandalf pipe for Christmas.
No, don't, because I can't store it. Because it'll break. Like, I don't have anywhere to put it.
I don't have anywhere to put mine either. I just leave it on the table because I use it every day because it is the best pipe I've ever owned.
But see, then that's why I can't. Like, if you... it wouldn't be a good gift. Like, because, like, I can't use it.
Okay, then I'll think of something. I'm glad that I mentioned it because that was what I was thinking about buying you for Christmas. But now I'll think of something else. Other than the big jar of weed that I gave you. And also I'm going to give you some blueberry and some strawberry cough because that's for sure going to be part of your gift.
Yes.
And I'm excited about that strawberry cough because I'm going to be trimming it for the next 2 days. So stay tuned on our Instagram. I'll post some video of that. Be trimming.
I honestly haven't, I can't say I haven't been buying weed, but I haven't bought flour in a long time.
Yeah, dude.
Why? I'll just buy some J's because
it's easy when you're out and about and you can just smoke when you're out and about. But yeah, why would you?
Hey, but okay, so on my birthday, when we were smoking the blunt,
tell me.
I was telling my friends, I was like, oh yeah, this is, I was taking credit. I was like, oh, this is my weed, like I grew this, right? And then I realized there's a drawback to it because then, like, one person was like, oh, yeah? And then they were asking me all these questions, and then I had to backtrack and be like, well, actually...
What kind of questions were they asking?
No, they're just like, hey, so how do you do it? What do you do? What's your grow setup like? And I'm like, well... Like, I was like... It's my weed, but I'm not the one taking care of it on a daily basis. I was like, I've delegated that responsibility.
I've delegated that responsibility to my grower.
Because they were like, oh, do you have like lights and everything?
What did they think of the weed? What did they think? Because that was the Jedi cookies.
Yeah, right? It was good. So it was, like I said, it was like one of the blunts, the cigarillos, and it went forever. But because I was telling my friend, he's the one that wanted to start growing because of the podcast.
Sure.
But I found out why he doesn't.
Why is that?
Because he lives out in the OC, right? And I guess the places that he's near, like, weed is really affordable. It's like $50 an ounce.
Sure.
Right? And he's like, dude, like, I can grow it, but I'd be growing it purely for the sake of growing it.
Right.
Like,
which is, at this point, what I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
Which is, like, part of the reason why, like, if you did want to just come to the house and you didn't have any weed and you were like, bro, can I just get some nugs? I'd probably give you a bunch just because, if you're a friend in need, I'm a friend indeed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that. But at the same time, I'm also, if somebody wants to give me a little bit of money for it to help keep the garden going, I'm not opposed to that either, but I'm not worried about, because I was at a point before where, I was worried about having enough weed to get me through till the next harvest because I wasn't harvesting enough from the plants that I was growing. And now that's not really a problem anymore. It's a different situation now because now it's, managing the strains and making sure that they're cured properly and everything is good and it doesn't go bad because I have too much of it. I mean, I don't know that it necessarily, because there's some people who say that they cure for a year and the weed is still impeccable when they smoke it after.
How do you cure for a year?
You just leave it in the jar.
Oh.
And don't touch it.
So, because like the weed that you gave me, I've been transferring it slowly. Into another.
Yeah, just leave it in the jar.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, leave it in the jar. And then you haven't been burping the jar, right, in the daytime? Well, you've been burping it when you open it and grab some more.
Yeah, that's it.
But see, like in the case of the blueberry that I have now, every day since I trimmed it, what I've done is I've shaken it up and opened it and let it air out. That's so it's not in the fridge and cool, like not the wine fridge because it's not that cold. But like, you know, I leave it in there. I'll leave it out in the air for about 15, 20 minutes, and then I put it back in the fridge. And then today, since we just tried it and sampled it and I saw how wet it still was, I let it sit out there while we were smoking for about an hour. And then now I put it, right before we started podcasting, I put it back in the jars and I put it back in the fridge because I don't want to lose that moisture. So I can afford to cure this slowly. So I'm fine. I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm just going to, cure it for the next week or two. And then probably by next week, that it'll be good to smoke.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like having it moist for that long, or having it like it moisture, like there's no concern about like mold or mildew or anything.
No, well, see, here's perfect from Dr. Allison Justice, the same podcast that I refer to all the time when I talk about drying and curing. Uh-huh. So when you're drying it, when it's hanging, it's drying from the outside in. Mm-hmm. But after you've trimmed it and it's cut, there's still, especially in those bigger, thicker buds, there's still some moisture, obviously, in the center core, right? Because it's when you're drying it and hanging it, it's swaying in the wind or whatever. It's drying from the outside in. But when you're curing it, it's drying from the inside out.
Okay.
So that moisture is going to dissipate over time, but the slower that does over time, and you can maintain like a 50%, maybe even close to 60%. Well, no, 50% is probably better. 40 to 50% humidity in that jar for as long as you can. That bud's going to stay, and that moisture is going to dissipate slower and slower, and then those terpenes are going to be like crusty, delicious.
Are you throwing in humidity packets or anything?
No, not yet. And I may not, because what I might do is just put hygrometers in there, because the moisture is already. I don't need humidity packets because the buds are basically humidity packets. The humidity is coming out from the core of the buds. So what I might do is put some hygrometers in. Those are like mini ones that fit in the jar, and then I can know what the level of humidity is in there, so that I know I'm maintaining a good level of humidity within the buds, and they're curing properly.
Huh? No, because I thought like for humidity packets, it just sets the humidity. Like it'll draw out like any excess, but maintain it to a certain point.
It's not that powerful.
Like
the only thing that humidity packets do is if your weed is too dry, it might be able to get you back up to where it be a little bit moist, kind of thing. But that's really all and if you have a certain level of humidity in your buds, a humidity pack will help you maintain the level of humidity in that jar, but it won't necessarily increase the humidity in the jar. You understand?
No. Yeah, like I know it's not increasing, but it's supposed to maintain this.
Yeah, it can maintain whatever. It won't increase the level, but whatever level of humidity is in the jar, those humidity packs can help maintain that for a longer amount of time. So yeah, they're good to have, and I'm gonna buy them soon, but there's enough humidity in the wine fridge because there's condensation on the walls already that I don't need to buy humidity packs, because there's like a humidity in there in and of itself, because it's a cold thing in a warm place, so there's always a little bit of humidity in there. It's nice. It's working out. It's working out nicely because the bud's turning out really good. But to kind of wrap it up, just I needed to say that we're maintaining these genetics because we're going on the second round now of flower for the blueberry. a second round of flour on the Jack and the Jedi cookies on the outside in the Buddha Lounge in the outdoor plants. And then we're also going to do another round of, I might buy seeds for the strawberry cough because I want to pheno hunt and find the best and grow the best strawberry cough plant that I can grow, or at least duplicate that one that, the most beautiful plant I ever grew.
Yeah.
That straight up is the most beautiful cannabis plant I've ever grown. That strawberry cough, that one, a strawberry cough one is the most beautiful plant I've ever grown. And I'm waiting for, that's going to be my 11/23 trim, Saturday morning trim day. I'll probably order a boombox or something from Amazon so I can play music all day and just...
A boombox?
Yeah, a boombox, like one of those big-ass boomboxes.
I've seen the USB ones.
The one. I think it's a Filipino-owned company. Those big ass boom boxes.
Are they?
Yeah. So that's why I want to buy one.
Okay.
So I might go buy one of those. So when I'm trimming, I'm gonna play music, and then my wife's gonna get real mad because I'm gonna start playing music early in the morning, and she's gonna get mad. And then she can be like, I don't know why I married you, and then she's gonna divorce me.
Can you just wear a tracksuit and like a big ass clock around your neck?
Maybe I should just get new headphones, right?
I know, smaller. Think smaller, more streamlined.
Streamline that shit.
Oh man.
No, but I'm excited to trim the strawberry cough, but I'm also very excited about the new genetics because we're keeping all the stuff we've grown now and seeing if we can grow it better this next round. But we are now integrating some auto flowers into the grow and using the cloning tent and the seedling tent for some auto flower action.
You got that pineapple.
We've got the pineapple OG, 3 of those, and then we've also got now 3. I've just popped 3 seeds of the jelly donuts from Humboldt Seed Company.
What is a jelly donut supposed to be?
Here, let's see. I'll read the... Look at this. See, I came prepared.
Eric just keeps his seed packets around, just lying around.
No, so it is looks like a 70-day autoflower, so it's going to be a quicker autoflower. And it is a White Runts Hella Jelly cross.
I know Runts.
Yeah, no, Hella Jelly. Remember Mint Jelly from so their jelly series. I'm working through their jelly series now. I got jelly donuts. I had mint jelly. I really want to grow the blueberry muffin.
I'm just trying to figure out what
is the one that I really want to grow. I'm not really sure, but you can read that is the packaging of the Humboldt Seed Company jelly donuts. Donuts is spelled with a Z. It's pluralized with a Z. But
introducing our highly anticipated jelly donuts with a Z strain, an authentic Runts genetic. While Runts has been faked, forged, and scanned thousands of times, we were lucky enough to get a cut straight from the Emerald Cup win that made the strain famous. This is like a extreme. For 3 years, we've been working on our unique analog of the legendary strain with Hella Jelly, one of our powerhouse high-testing genetics. The initial pheno hunting began in fall 2020, followed by a back cross that winter. What? Followed by 2 large-scale pheno hunts in 2021 at Casa Flor and HSC. Who wrote this? What is this?
That's why I feel like Humboldt Seed Company could stand to listen to this podcast and ask us to write for them.
Followed by a stabilization and production run, and we're ready to share. Jelly donuts, the perfect mix of sweet candy and fuel terpenes that's absolutely coated in ridiculous trichomes, making this strain a huge washer and a 35% tester. What the hell does washer mean?
A washer means that it dumps trichomes for when you just want the when you wash the bud so that I'm trying to remember. So it's so you get the hash, the hash, and the yellow. That stuff that you be dabbing. What is it called again? Because I don't dab.
I don't dab. Oil?
Not oil, but it's the concentrate.
Oh, concentrate.
When you get so basically you would wash your bud and then the trichomes, you wash the trichomes off, and then through those screens you get, and apparently these dump a lot of trichomes, which is, I just like to smoke trichomes. That's just me. I like to smoke trichomes.
All I'm saying is like,
listen, you also embellished it with your what's it called, your Sunday
no, but dude,
voice.
reading that, like, tell me that.
No, I understand.
Tell me that wasn't written by a white dude.
No, it totally was. Totally was. Come on.
Like,
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I keep trying to say, Humboldt and all that green triangle stuff, the Manongs were there. And, we don't know where all these genetics came from. And I'm just saying, you never know. There might have been a Filipino hand in it. And I'm just trying to make sure that we get some Filipino growers out here. And you guys should really, at the end of the day, if you're listening to this podcast and you are a Filipino grower, reach out to us on Instagram. Reach out to us on our website, on the 12 Productions website, 12 Productions website, 12productions.com. You can get our merch there, but you can also reach out to us and contact us and talk to us, because I want to talk to other I want to talk to other Filipino American growers out there. Wherever you are, we got the StreamYard going, and we got it going good now. So I would love to talk to you guys. Reach out to us and let's talk. Let's talk about your different growing techniques, and let's see how big Filipino American cannabis community really is.
All I'm saying is that. And then this is purely speculation on my part. There's no way I can confirm this. Mm-hmm. But California, objectively, has some of the best weed in the world. We grow the best weed, whether it's...
Because we also have the best climate.
Yeah. So whether it's like, Northern California, Central, whatever, just California in general is like... It's the weed mecca, right? Like, this is where people come, right?
Yes, sir.
And remember, like... all of those fields, all of those things, like around, like those were brought up by freaking, like there were
Mexicans, Filipinos,
black people,
Chinese, runaway slaves, a whole bunch of different people that were, that were taken advantage of and used until they weren't useful anymore, until they started stealing people's girlfriends. So it's just it is a big thing when we talk about the stuff that we talk about, the freedom that we have and the things that we have. We don't want to take those for granted here at the Canna Kuya podcast. But I'm gonna keep using my freedom to grow, and I'm gonna keep growing my own, because it is so empowering and so enriching, and to be honest, it's also therapeutic, because I've been going through it with these election results in the way that I don't know that society necessarily agrees with my way of thought. But it does agree with my way of thought? My plants and my homie Mitch over here, because I really do enjoy smoking and talking with this cat about cannabis and just about life. So if you like this and you're still listening to us right now, listen, subscribe, follow us on Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify, leave us a review, write a review, and also check us out on our website at 12 Productions. That's the word one. I see. Would you spell for me? Because I couldn't even. I'm so fucking stoned. I can't even spell.
I was waiting for it. I was just waiting for it.
Spell the 12 Productions for
ONETOO Productions. Number 1, the word 2.
TOO. Because you are the 1 2. We are all the 12 Productions. I just can't spell.
You've been listening to the Canna Kuya podcast, where we are cultivating conversations concerning cannabis, culture, and creativity. I'm Mitch Narito.
And I am Eric Esteban, and I really shouldn't smoke this much weed.
And to all our marijuana ates and Canna Kuyas, stay lifted.
Stay elevated, guys. Peace.
Later on, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I got my hoodie on, now peep the chest as human catalyst. Downtown Chula Vista, on 3rd Ave where I go cop some shit. Fuck a thief, so fuck zoomies. Yeah, they whack ass jacket shit. Yeah, I move too swift, so I strike in silence. Fuck the violence, man, check my mileage, cause I got driving. First tour, I drove 6 states, never thought I'd be there right by my side, man. What a time it is to be alive. See, I'm charged up, feeling energized, build an enterprise, move supersize. Y'all that shit like a side of fries. Whoa, false guys who you idolize. Yeah, go against us, I would not advise. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I really rock designer.
Let's go, gang, highest in the room, yo, we get fucked up. You can count on Trey Cap, bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run. Yeah, keep the up leave the fuck a Folgers. Little bitch, I made the beat and dropped the full verse. I just hit a steelo, I got dripped up. Package born and raised, bitch, I got dripped up. Y no se compara. Yo estoy con mi pana, se llama Trigger, fumando ganja. Estamos con Cali, fumando en Cali, yo sé que traen ganas. Ella me dice, papi, que terminamos la cama. Highest in the room, yeah, we get fucked up. You can count on Trey Cap, bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run.
Yeah, we got hits like Tatis and Machado. Man, we know you're not a leader, cause all our moves you just follow, packing big bowls. You know we just scooped up that gelato, cause I smoke killer. My shirt iller, yo, ask our dealer. We the highest in the room, just look up once and you can find us. Our song should have more plays, but we too dope, they rewind us. All my targets lined up, every day my girl get fined up. All my clothes is local, bitch, I rarely rock designer.
Highest in the room, yeah, we get fucked up. You can count on Trey Cap, bring the loud pack. Get us in the stew and that's game over. Western Metal Building, that's a home run.